Hey everyone, Mark Audie here, and welcome to the Clear the World video series. Now, if you're not familiar, I am a channel and I work with spirit to identify and clear subconscious blocks that can impact someone's behavior and the results they create in their lives. But in this particular video series, each day I'll be channeling quick clearings from spirit of the top 5 most important subconscious blocks to be cleared for the whole planet, for all the people of this planet. I had asked myself, how can I contribute to world peace? This was an answer. It may sound flippant, but that's what came back. It said, clear the world. So that's what I'm doing. So let's pop over to my downward looking camera. And there we go. There's the dowsing chart. Okay. So first, before I do anything, I'm going to check to make sure I'm still in a proper state. So still prep to work, yes. Ego, 3% or less, yes. Neutrality, 100%, yes. Working with self or spirit. Spirit, do I have any interference? No interference. Fantastic. Highest good to proceed, yes. All souls spiritually agree to proceed, yes. Any blockers? No blockers. Fantastic. Okay. So we've been doing this for a couple of days now. We've hit top 5 on day 1, the next top 5 on day 2, and today is day 3, if I'm not mistaken. So we're just getting started. But what's the next thing to clear? 6 is the first digit. What's the next digit? 8. So 68 is the number. Yes. Is it something other than 68? It is not. 68 is honesty. Wow. Okay, we're starting in grand scope already. Honesty, energy or program, and past. Past life program that was blocking honesty, right? Hiding honesty, interfering with honesty. Yes, yes, yes to all those answers. Do we need to know more? Nope. Spirit, please clear. Now, this is a situation where obviously a lot of people across the world have adopted dishonesty. Not through their own fault, though. When you're running programs, those programs guide things. Freud and Carl Jung stated that what we do, our behavior, is generally guided 90% by our subconscious, only 10% by our conscious thinking and actions. And if you want to look much more recently, in the 1980s, there was an amazing life-changing book called Power versus Force by David Hawkins. Not Stephen Hawking, the gentleman who is in the wheelchair, but David Hawkins. And the book called Power versus Force lays out the hidden determinants of human behavior. It's also touched on by Joe Vitale in his books, based on the attractor factor or attractor patterns. So it's a whole field of science. It is fascinating, and it helps give you insight as to why people do what they do, why groups of peoples, let's say states, organizations, countries, why they do what they do. And so, yeah, it's pretty cool. So we were clearing something here. Honesty. There we go. Boom. Okay. Digit number 2 is 6. What's the next digit? Number 2 after that is 8. Again, 68. Honesty again. Whew, someone's been fibbing. All right, let's deal with that. And it's a program, another program, and past life. So when we talk about past life programs, they show up if they're still running, still impacting things, still mucking things up, making it hard to do and get what you want to do and get. So still active? Yes. To what extent is it still active for these people? It's still 100% active. All right. Do we need to know more about that particular program? No. Spirit, please clear. So while Spirit's clearing that, you may wonder, well, what's a program? Uh, think of it as before you incarnate, you get together with your soul homies from your soul family, and you come up with a plan for your life to generate certain experiences: betrayal, love, happiness, sorrow, all of these things for the purposes of soul evolution. Everything we experience, 100% of it feeds, fuels, and nurtures our soul evolution. So we choose these experiences. And it doesn't mean we're talking about everything's predetermined. Side note, there's still free will. Fantastic series of books or audiobooks you can get into on this topic is, well, there's a million of them, but Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh, amazing resource. So anyway, these programs are what start to get executed to lead our life in a certain direction to get those experiences. And so, for example, when we're going through this pre-life planning session while we're still in the spirit realm, We would say, okay, well, they're like these three experiences of a similar type. So let's have a program that calls forward these circumstances and events in my life that results in those three experiences. And this clearing clears programs that are still running from prior times, sometimes from a current life, and we can clear whatever the program has called for and fulfilled. So if a program has called for and fulfilled two of three experiences when we're doing this clearing, Spirit will clear two portions of that program and will respect the soul's wish to keep the remaining portion of the program intact so that it can get the experience that it wanted to for its soul evolution. So there's a whole lot of factors at play behind the scenes, under the covers, that result in us experiencing what we experience. Now, there's a ton that we can all do to change trajectories and to alter our experience and improve it. Some of that work is conscious, but the more impactful work is subconscious. As I mentioned, your results are 90% driven by subconscious, only 10% by your conscious thoughts and actions. So if you want the biggest bang for the buck, and this is called a critical point analysis, something I learned back in engineering school, is you go for the source. You don't work with the symptoms. You don't work with the surface stuff. So going to the source would be the subconscious, and clearing stuff at the subconscious level, it's like having a beaver that creates a dam on a river and it changes the whole trajectory of things. Pretty cool. Wow, that was a lot. And there we go. Great. All right, what's the next thing? I think that was two. Here's the third thing. Seven is the first digit. What's the next digit? Five. So 75 is the number? Yes. Is it something other than 75? No, it's not. 75 is joy. Well, the world could use some more joy right now. So this is a program, correct? Yes, it's a program. They usually are, and past life. So past life program related to joy, correct? And the program was blocking joy. Yes. Interfering with joy. Yes. So making it hard. Yes. So let's restore this real quick. Do we need to know anything more about this? Spirit, we do not. Okay, Spirit, please clear. Thank you, Spirit, for doing all the identification, the diagnostics, and the heavy lifting of the clearing. For those watching these videos, just want to, my flippant inner mind said, give Spirit a shout out, which is totally true. And also make it clear that none of this is coming from me. It's coming through me as a channel. So there we go. Thank you. All right. What's the next digit? Another seven. What's the next digit? Four. So 74 is a number? Yes. Is it something other than 74? It is not. What is 74? Jealousy. Jealousy. That came up, I think, in yesterday's World Clearing as well. So I didn't realize jealousy was such a major issue worldwide. Okay, so that's a program as well on behalf of all the people and a past life. Past life program of jealousy. Yes. Okay. Oh, I had an interesting intuitive thought there. When we talk about a program being run by a lot of people, I realize that that's what Carl Jung refers to when he's using the word group consciousness. It's a program so many people are running together. Wow. Okay. Do we need to know anything more? No. And let's just check. Is that interpretation correct? Okay. So group consciousness, yes. Attractor patterns, yes. That's all the. Some people say, oh, let's raise our vibrations. That's what we're talking about. There's a certain number on the David Hawkins calibrated scale of consciousness that everything falls on this scale with a certain number, and that correlates to someone or something's vibration, and there's ways to improve that. So the ways to do that is clear what is anchoring us down, what's keeping us stuck, what's keeping us blocked, disempowered, and limited. In the conscious mind, you would call that, an example might be a self-limiting belief that you surface, you recognize consciously, and reframe via one of many different modalities, approaches, and therapies. When it comes to subconscious clearing, there's, I don't know, 10 to 15 different modalities. They've all starting in the 80s, mid 1985, SRT, one of the granddaddies in that modality space started. That's spiritual response therapy. And there's been a collection since. So it's a new and growing field, but it's still only, what, 50 years young? So still in its infancy on the grand scale of things. Let's clear something else. What's the next digit? Eight. All right, what's the next digit? Six. So 86 is the next number. It is. Is it something other than 86? It is not. 86 is malice. Oof, having a sour heart and being grumpy about something. All right. It is a program, so it's not your fault. Anyone who's feeling that, anyone who resonates with that, going, oof, I have malice in my heart towards a thing or a person or people. This is, I think, the source of prejudice. Is that a correct interpretation? Yeah, okay, great. Then just know that it's not your conscious fault. It's nothing to beat yourself up about. It's a program you chose before you incarnated to have that running in your life. And past life, is that correct? Yes, past life. Past life program for malice, correct? Yes, it is. Do we need to know more? We do not. Hard no. Spirit, please clear. So as you're listening to this, and maybe before you listened to this, when I was actually doing it in real time, maybe you felt a shift. Some of my friends and clients who have incredible sensory acuity in their body can feel things happening. Vibrations, tingling, hot, cold sensations, emotions welling up as these things get cleared. It is so cool to have the two-way dialogue. But this video series is for a higher calling, just to do what I can to help the world. So let's do another one. Seven is the first digit. What's the next digit? Five. So 75 is the number. It is. Is it something other than 75? It is not. 75 is joy again. Bringing in more joy. All right, energy or program. Another program. Is it blocking joy as well? Interfering with joy? Yes. What life? Past life. Pointed at past life over here. And do we need to know more? No, we do not. Spirit, please clear. Allow in joy, happiness, lightness, inspiration, fun, laughter, bliss, euphoria, glee. Thank you. All right, let's do one more. 70 again is the first set of numbers, and three this time. So 73 is the number. Yes. Is it something other than 73? It is not. What is 73? Intolerance. Ooh, the world could use more tolerance. Let's get some of that. So maybe this is what's going on, driving intolerance in the world, extremism in the world. All right. And it's a program and it is past life. So past life program of intolerance. Yes. I'm curious about this one. Using the outer scale in billions, how many people have intolerance? About 6 billion have this program, this specific program running. Do we need to know more? No, we do not. Spirit, please clear. Now, if I was working with a therapist or counselor, coach, trainer, and I've done all those things in the past, all the things, um, it'd be pretty challenging for a human to clear all these subconscious blocks, to find them in the first place, and then to clear like billions in seconds or minutes. Like, come on, there's only one way to do that. So thank you, Spirit, for what you do. Thank you for all the heavy lifting. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for having these confluence of events manifest. So our paths would cross, opportunities would rise, and um, the opportunity to serve and support came to mind. Thank you for all of that. And boom. Fantastic. Okay. So as I've said on other calls, as soon as I finish some clearing, the next thing I need to do is seal that in. We do not want backsliding. And if you're working with any practitioners of any sort who don't have some sort of process to lock in gains to prevent backsliding, talk to them about it, have them up their capabilities in their modality, or introduce additional modalities that do have these parts to it, these components, these capabilities. So Spirit, I'd like to ask you to install backstops, alarm clocks, and kicking wheels. Please install backstops to prevent any and all backsliding. Please install alarm clocks to monitor every second of every minute of every hour of every day of every week of every month of every year, as long as needed, whenever is needed, as many times as needed, such that if it notices anything that we've cleared to this point being reanimated, reactivated, retriggered through whatever means or mechanisms for whatever reasons, that the kicking wheel will kick off an instant and automatic re-clearing of that item, such that everything we've cleared to this moment stays cleared permanently across all time, across all dimensions. In your name, Lord. Amen. There we go. Boom. Thank you. All done? All done. All right. That was the Clear the World video series episode for today. Have yourselves a fantastic day. Be kind to one another, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.